Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Namaste experience. We're going to talk about that experience today. We mention it every day. We dance around it every day. But today, we're going to go right into the center. It's like jumping into the fire. I once wrote a poem that said, "Why dance around the fire? Just dive in. Just don't hold back. Give everything." The fire is what's going to burn away all of those illusions, all of those shadows that have clung to us, that we have clung to. But if we dive into the fire and say, there's only one thing that I want this direct experience of the divine, of the real, of reality, and we dive into it, which is really exactly what we do here every day, right? We come here with the willingness to dive, to be fully in, all in, right? That's the only place and the only way that there will be progress, or not even progress, but complete fulfillment. It happens in an instant, but we have to be willing to give everything to everything. Now, oh, by the way, I should mention that today is, Ravi just reminded me of this. If you don't know already, today is the first of 5 days that you can go to Amazon and get a free copy of the Master Teacher Within. So only for 5 days, you can just go to Amazon.com. If you don't have the link, just search for the Master Teacher Within, and we're giving away 10,000 free copies of the book. I don't know of any other author that has given away 10,000 copies of a book when it's first released. Usually when you first release a book, that's when you get everybody to go buy it, to go get it. And that's when you make some money. But this is not like that. This is, to me, the most important book I've ever had the privilege of putting out, because I think it is the closest, other people are giving the thumbs up, it is the closest to that spot right in the middle, the target, the bullseye. And it's all about the experience. If you want the real, when Gina was here last week, we talked about that, the prayer from the Hindu tradition. Oh God, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness into light. Lead us from death to immortality. Shanti, 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 unto all. In fact, why don't we sing that together? We'll just do it a little a cappella call and response. And when you sing this, lead us from the unreal to the real. Really feel that. Don't let these be just words. We're here at the ocean. This is the infinite ocean of grace. We can bob at the surface if we want, but we have the ability to dive to the deepest part of that ocean. So let's dive together. I'll sing it, then I'll bring you in. Lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness into light, from death to immortality. Shanti, Shanti. Join me. Lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness into light, from death to immortality. Shanti, Shanti. Now me. Lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness into light, from death to immortality. Shanti, Shanti. Lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness into light, from death to immortality. Shanti, Shanti. Lead us from the unreal to the real. That's the experience. We call it the Namaste experience, but it could be it really is the only true experience that could be had. that is being had right now. The only thing that's left is to be conscious of the having. Be conscious of having the experience that leads away from every illusion, every shadow, into the light. So I want to read, well, first, I was sitting in the other room as Scott was singing, and the Course in Miracles book that was there was just sitting on the coffee table. So I glanced down and I want to read the one paragraph that I read because it's the perfect introduction to this. You are blessed indeed. Yet, in this world, you do not know it. But you have the means for learning and seeing it quite clearly, experiencing this. The Holy Spirit uses logic as easily and as well as does the ego, except that her conclusions are not insane. The Holy Spirit's conclusions are not insane, as opposed to the ego's conclusions. They take a direction exactly opposite, pointing as clearly to heaven as the ego points to darkness and to death. Once again, they take a different direction, pointing as clearly to heaven as the ego points always to darkness and to death. We have followed much of the ego's logic and have seen its logical conclusions. And having seen them, we have realized that they cannot be seen except in illusions. For there alone, their seeming clearness seems to be clearly seen. Isn't that interesting? There alone, their seeming clearness, their clarity, seems to be clearly seen, but only seems, it's not really. Let us now turn away from them and follow the simple logic by which the Holy Spirit teaches the simple conclusion that speak for truth and only truth. So we have a choice. We've always had a choice. Which will we choose? Insanity? We have for a long time. We followed a path into a very dark forest. But at any moment, that light can go on and lead us back to safety. So lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness into light, from death to immortality. Shanti, Shanti. So let me read the Master Teacher Within lesson for today. Why do you find it strange that your faith can move mountains? This is such a little feat when you've had a direct experience of your true power, that which was given to you before time began, your true power. Your true power is the ability to step instantly into this experience, and in doing so, to realize that your wholeness has never been compromised. This is the one thing that we have the hardest time accepting, that I can instantly make the choice and step into the experience of my wholeness. It's easier to believe that it takes a process. It's easier to believe that it takes a long time. But that which is true already can be easily accessed right now. Did you hear that? That which is already true, your wholeness, your perfection, your divinity, can instantly be accessed if it's what you want. Our problem, and this is the insanity of the ego, is that we always want something else. And it's what we want always changes. I want this one moment, then I want this another moment. Then finally, I'm going to settle over here, but I never really settle. I'm going to probably change it in about 2 minutes and want that. So it keeps spinning. The ego keeps us spinning. Like, do you remember that game? What's the pin the tail on the donkey, right? We're constantly playing a pin the tail and the donkey game because the ego spins us in every direction until we're so confused we don't know where that donkey is. We don't know where heaven is. And all the Holy Spirit is saying, hold still. Stop spinning. One thing, the desire for one. And then you place that tail right there where it belongs. Once again, your true power is the ability to step instantly into this experience. And in doing so, realize that your wholeness has never been compromised. Until now, you've refused to access this. You've instead chosen to hide from the truth that rests within, pretending that shadows can somehow satisfy the longing you feel for reality. That the shadows and the illusions that you've seen and created can somehow satisfy that deep longing. They can't. You know that now. So stop trying. Once you realize something, then you just stop. Once again, stop spinning. Hold still. Your soul and your divine nature are beyond change, which means that you are beyond change as well, because your soul is your reality. This is perhaps the most critical and important lesson we can learn. The truth within you is beyond change. So why not go there? Once again, the truth of you is beyond all change. The changeless within you. Now, the ego is going to say instantly, oh, that's boring. If something doesn't change, that's going to be boring. You're going to get tired of it. But this is a dynamic changelessness. It's not I'm just going to sit here and never do anything again. It's a changelessness that is so exciting and dynamic that even though everything, your holiness, your grace, your foundation always remains the same, it is always lifting higher and higher. The experience is always going deeper and deeper. Isn't that what you really want?
Yes.
Yes. Of course it is. The shadows you've chosen to perceive as real promise so much, but they never deliver. They never deliver. Hopefully, you've come to the point where these empty promises no longer satisfy you. How many of you have gotten to that point? The empty promises of the ego just don't satisfy anymore. You can't keep doing it because they always lead to the same place. Hopefully, you've come to the holy instant of your release from all the illusions that you've accepted and your full acceptance of God's will within you. It's time to walk away from these darkened corridors and turn toward the center where you know yourself to be. This turn toward grace is the only decision that you need to make. The turn toward grace is the only decision that you need to make. Anything more will lead you deeper into the dark forest because you're trying to do it on your own. I can figure this out. No, you can't. You trying to figure it out is what got you into this. Once again, anything more will lead you deeper into this dark forest. Once you make the turn, recognizing that you're lost on your own, that's the important thing, your guide will appear. She will instantly lead you to the holy altar where the beloved waits for you. Your guide will appear. The gift of oneness is then offered and received, and all the shadows you mistook for reality disappear. You are united and one with the one that is forever united with you. That's a very interesting sentence because it says the same thing twice, just in reverse. Listen to this again. You are united and one with the one that is forever united with you. It's almost like when you're hypnotized, the way out of the hypnotic spell is to confuse that which led you in. Does that make sense? To interrupt that which led you into the hypnotic spell. To somehow do a turnaround. To turn around so that you see suddenly that which you could not see before because you were in a hypnotic trance. We've all seen examples of this. Someone has been hypnotized and they can't see something that's right there. But then you turn it around and it instantly appears. It seems like it instantly appears. The truth is it's always been there. So it seems like your invulnerability, your holiness, your eternal nature instantly appears, but it's always been there. But you have to turn around to see it. And the turnaround is simply your desire for the real, your overwhelming desire for reality. Heaven is waiting for you, but you must answer this call gladly. Why would you wait any longer when you know the rewards that heaven brings? Now that you know the rewards that heaven brings, because you feel them. That's why we do this, to let you feel the rewards that heaven brings, to have an experience that transcends all of those shadowy images, the desire for something less than all, the desire for something less than everything, for wholeness. So we've come to a very important point. Do you remember that song, Turn Around, Bright Eyes? That's the call, turn around. You can't do this on your own. If you try, you're going to just go deeper into this dark forest. Why do that when you know the light has come? Turn around, bright eyes. This is it. So, that being said, Vicki is going to be gone for a couple of days because the truck is moving today to New Jersey. So she's off moving, but I'm going to turn it over to Calico because Calico up in her room here is always so good at just taking these kernels of truth, the reality that we share, and just bringing out another aspect, hearing it from me, hearing it from her, hearing it from somebody else. It's hearing the exact same truth from a different angle. Maybe you're going to hear it more clearly from Calico or from Vicki or from someone else. The only important thing is hear it. It doesn't matter who you hear it from, but hear it. So Calico.
So true. Just hear it. I was listening and many things came up, but the one thing that landed was the single decision. It's a single desire. And the course talks about level confusion. And level confusion is when you have two desires. And the light cannot pierce duality in any way. Having two desires is duality. And one of the things that really changed my process, my relationship to my body with cancer, was realizing, and it was so unconscious, it was so subtle. I realized I had what I thought was a single desire for God. And then there was this little voice on the other, just off to the side saying, and I want to be healthy. And it fucked with me. Excuse me. It really messed with it really messed with my mind. And when I was able to see that, I was really able to pray to see this differently, that this desire to heal was very dualistic and in the dream of death, completely undoable. So why would you set yourself up to have these two desires when they basically do away with the single desire, which is really what I want, is the peace of God. And so until I really got clear on that, I was kind of spinning a lot with this isn't working, this isn't working. And once I got that, I have only a single desire, because if I have the peace of God, it doesn't matter what the dream is doing, ever. The dream can do whatever the dream is going to do. I've got the peace of God. And so I had to let go of this idea of health. And, and that led me to, I was raised in the US, and I'm sure there are other versions of this out there, but in the US, it is the American dream. Now, I had 2 immigrant parents, so I heard a lot about the American dream, which kept me going for at least 60 years of my life. Get more, do more, be more, blah, blah. I mean, even the army used it. Be all that you can be, join the army. They caught on to it. It's like, wow, let's just say you can be all that you want to be in the army. Now, talk about mind blowing. But the reality was, I was born and raised in that culture. If I do more, I get more. If I get more, I'll be happy. Blah, 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 blah. It goes on and on and on. And then, and the best I could do got me to the point of having terminal cancer. And it was like, whoa, 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 wait, hold on, pause. This isn't working. Wait a second. I did everything, quote unquote, right. And the best I could do got me the terminal sentence, which the world is. The world is terminal. But there was so much fear that I had in receiving it, I had to sort through the fear of it. And a part of that was seeing that my desire was not single. It was very dualistic. Yes, I want the peace of God and I want health. However that looks, get rid of the cancer, whatever. But that kept me spinning in this desire for something more than what was. And what was not okay to me, because it didn't feel this American dream that was my focus throughout life. It needs to look this way in order for it to be okay. And the reality is now the scripts are written. And our piece in that is to make peace with what is. Period. Now, I know I have a lot of people ask me about miracles. Well, what about miracles and Jesus and all this? And I say, I read the Urantia book. There was a section in the Urantia that talked about Jesus and the miracles. At the time Jesus was doing miracles, it was a very effective teaching tool. Miracles got people to pay attention. But now in this world right now, miracles are not nearly as helpful because we're arrogant to have expectations that, well, I'm a good person and I have enough arrogance for everybody. I'm a good person. I do good things. Therefore, I should get a miracle, which kept this split desire alive, which kept me crazy. So I guess what I want to just say is just get real clear on a single desire for the peace of God, to see through God's loving eyes only. And then just observe where you have other desires, because that will keep you spinning. And then you can go to A Course in Miracles and read about level confusion, because it's all explained in there very clearly. But there's many things explained in A Course in Miracles that I didn't understand on the 25 times I read it until it was time for me to learn the lesson. So there you go. Have a great moment, everybody.
Thank you, Gallico. Very beautiful. It's the experience, only that. Let go of everything else, every other desire, but that one, the desire for the one, instead of spinning, wanting this and that and something else. It's really so simple, isn't it? And once again, I know I say this probably every day, this is the reason why we come together. Because as we join together in that single intention, the intensity of it increases within us. The desire for only one increases within us until the point where we flash into the full-on experience of that. And of this we cannot speak. Just jump into the fire. Don't dance. Don't dance around it. Dive in. One thing, a single desire. And we share that every day as we look into each other's eyes and bless one another with our presence. It's so simple. Sound good?
Yes.
Everybody cool with that? All right. So here's what we're going to do. We didn't do our opening, so we're going to close with the opening, and then I'm going to have our two unity ministers come up together, if you would, because you guys are leaving soon, I believe, aren't you?
Right.
Today, perfect. I mean, not perfect that you're leaving today, but you can bless us and pray us out as you begin your journey back to Washington. But if you want to start coming up, you can. In the meantime, let's go ahead and we'll do our, what is usually our opening prayer. Let's share this together with great enthusiasm. Here we go. My soul has but one desire, to awaken to the truth that is forever true. My heart has but one desire, to remember the passion of infinite bliss. My mind has but one focus, to embrace the reality that is forever real. I choose to awaken now to the infinite love that is my source. I give everything to this love, just as it has given everything to me. I am awake now. How is everyone today? Awake and ready. How feels everyone today? Awake and ready. All right. Come on up, guys. We're going to get a final blessing here.
Oh, thank you. Good morning. I don't think we need that, do we?
Yeah, sit down so they can see you.
Oh, okay. We have two audiences.
That's right.
Well, we have so enjoyed our time with you. We feel blessed more than we've given, that we've received so much. And so,
Truly.
yeah, well, we plan to be here next year if they'll let us come back.
Putting in a long-term reservation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So grateful. But let's offer you this blessing. So beloved presence, we are so blessed from this union. We are so blessed to move out of the unreal to the real. This connection to the one presence and one power, the infinite living, loving presence of God. And so we all just join in this dance of moving into this fire, letting everything unlike love burn away. All of the sense of separation, sense of lack, sense of sadness. We move into this beautiful space where all that we feel is the peace of God. We are grateful for this encounter. We know that the next ministers that arrive will be just as blessed as we are. So we bless this time with each other and move into a knowing that we are connected at the heart, that forever we are part of this Namaste family. Thank you for this realization of our oneness.
So much gratitude, and just wanted to say that there's a quote, and I will not remember it exactly, but it's something like this, that you can't stay on the mountain forever, but you can take what you learned on the top of the mountain back down into the, the flat land, or wherever you return to in the more mundane life. And the memory of what you learned in the upper reaches of your mind and consciousness can serve you in every day and in every moment. So we take this beautiful, loving expression that you share so willingly and so naturally. We take that with us in our heart, and we will continue to bring the blessing of the Namaste community wherever we are. And we hope that whatever we may have contributed to your awakening or your remembering of who you are will bear fruit in the coming days. So thank you for being so richly welcoming, so loving, so accepting. We have felt at home here from the first day. Thank you, James. You are a special gift, and bless you. And bless you all. Thank you.
So we, and Reverend Johannes and Jack are here, so we just offer them this blessing too, this wonderful grace they have bestowed upon us and the generosity of their hearts.
Yes.
Thank you. But
Yeah, absolutely.
the unity
Love
blessing
you
is,
guys.
we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ as you. Let's say that to each other. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ as you. Thank you, God.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, all of you. Thank you so much for being here. So go out and live it now. Go out and be the full expression of this. Be in the experience. Namaste. Have a great day.
Love you.